Been in the van for a week now. I'm still alive. Had a bad day yesterday. I was coughing through the night, and then by the end of work, just feeling like absolute shit. So 1 week in the van, and hopefully not related to that, but yeah, it felt like death yesterday. But seemed to have passed it pretty quick. Just a bit of the sniffles now. Yeah, there's a few things that I thought I'd cover on having this opportunity. And one of them that not many people can relate to, probably thought about it, but not actually carry through, is 3 years ago I went to Turkey and had gastric surgery. It's a pretty extreme measure to take. You kind of have to accept that you have to sign paperwork to say that there's other safer ways of losing weight, that there could be a death at the end of it because it's a major operation. You have to sign all that paperwork, that waiver, before you go over. And it's, but I mean, I considered it before, but in the UK, I think it's about 12 grand or so. Over there, it's between 3 and 4, depending on what you have. I went for a mini bypass, which involves stapling the stomach smaller, but also bypassing part of the intestine as well. So like I said, it's pretty drastic measure to take just to lose weight, but I was up at 25 stone or so. I'll stick a picture up. Now, within a year, 18 months, I was down to about 16, mid-16s. Now I'm in the 17s, I think. So 3 years on, done pretty well. They reckon that most people balance out at about 70% of the full loss. So it's inevitable that you kind of get used to it. Your stomach expands a bit again. Your digestive system improves again, and you inevitably put a bit of it back on. The trick is to not put it all back on, as some people do, and get straight back to square one, which is something I don't intend to do. I've never really travelled abroad many times. I think maybe 3 or 4 times. So deciding to go to Turkey on my own was a bit daunting, especially as involved getting up to London. So then went and saw Devin Townsend in the Albert Hall the day before I left, and then went over to Turkey. Had to stay about 8 hours in Istanbul airport, contemplating what I was going to have done to me, thinking I could just get on a plane and come home again. But I'd got that far. I was carrying the cash on me, which again was a bit daunting, but I had to go through with it, and I did. The hospital itself was more like a hotel, awesome building. Kind of the part of the package was you could take someone with you if you wanted to, and that was all included in the package. Obviously, you'd have to buy flights and that on top of that. But I didn't bother, just went on my own, wanted to deal with it on my own, made friends from people while I was over there. It's kind of, it's in one hospital, this one doctor, one surgeon, performing this operation on about 20 or so Brits every Monday and Tuesday, and then he was dealing with cancer patients the rest of the week, so pretty amazing guy. In terms of how it's affected me day to day, things like sweet stuff, unfortunately, I can still put away as much as anyone. Ice cream is kind of a bit of a struggle because that's such high in sugar. Carbs is the major struggle. Pasta and potato chips, that's a real struggle. Rice I could probably do a normal portion. Quite often if I go out for a meal, then I'll have some curry or something that's goes with rice. Chips just don't go down very well at all. 5-10 chips, I'm stuffed. Bread I can sort of manage a sandwich or so. So if I get a meal deal for lunch, then I'll spread the 2 halves of the sandwich out over 10 minutes or so. And that's manageable, but again, too much bread, it's not good. So it's kind of reined in really bad habits. I just can't eat massive fry-ups, so I tend to go for like a breakfast roll or something like that if I go out for breakfast with the guys when we go away gigging. I just can't do the massive breakfast like I used to. I remember we all went away one time and it was buy one get one free breakfast in Morrison's. So we all ordered the 2 breakfasts because that's what we did. And now, yeah, that wouldn't be an option now. Really bastards. Obviously now there's the trend with the weight loss injections that seems to be. I know people that are using that. It seems to be the initial signs seems to be that it's a good option for people. And if I hadn't had my surgery, then I think that was probably where I'd be at right now. I don't know whether it's something I could look at now post-surgery, whether people do that as well as having a gastric surgery. They want to kind of push on a second time. Something maybe I'll look into. But now, being kind of sat where I am now, I'm in kind of comfortable space really. I don't want to put any more weight on, which is inevitable if I don't start doing some physical stuff again, because my job's a lot less walking around now than it used to be. So it's the downside of getting promotion. Another one of the reasons that I decided to go for the surgery was having my son, and the thought of my weight being the reason that I wasn't around to see him grow up. Always worried me. And then I had the counterbalance of the thought of what if I went away and had surgery that was an optional surgery, and I didn't come back from that. So I had that battle going on for a couple of years. I knew I needed to do something drastic. I didn't think I could do it myself through physical exercise and eating healthy. Tried it in the past, lost 3 stone 2 or 3 times. But yeah, never sustained it, as I'm sure many people can relate to. So I knew something more drastic needed to be done if I was serious about it. But you do hear these horror stories about people going over to Turkey or wherever and going for this surgery and not coming back. Usually there is other things involved, and luckily I did come back.